wondering if you're like me and you've been in a place where maybe you feel like nothing seemed to go right. Maybe it's doors that close or people that let you down, plans that you had just kind of came crumbling down. It's easy to wonder in those moments, God, where are you? There's a quiet lie that we often believe in those moments, that if God is really with us, life should get easier, shouldn't it? But throughout scripture, we see that God's presence doesn't always remove the trial that's in front of us. But what it does do is God always carries us through it. Think of Joseph in the Bible. He was just a teenager when his brothers betrayed him, they sold him, and stripped him of the life he thought he was going to have. From the outside looking in, it would be easy to assume God had abandoned him. First the pit, then slavery, then prison. And yet, in Genesis 39, there's a phrase that shows up again and again. The Lord was with Joseph, not just in the palace, but in the pit, in the prison, in the confusion and the injustice, in the places Joseph never asked to be. Joseph never confused God's silence for his absence. He didn't let hardship convince him that God had left him. Somehow, even in the lowest moments, Joseph held on to the truth that God's presence was with him, and that was enough. God's presence is not just a nice idea. It's the very thing that sustains us through life, the very thing that carries us through pain, uncertain times, and disappointment. When you know that God is with you, your circumstances don't have to define your peace. His nearness, his presence changes how you walk through suffering. Doesn't mean that the pain just suddenly disappears, but it does mean that you're not carrying it alone. There is a difference between knowing about God and knowing that God is with you. Knowing he is with you always fills your soul. And once you've tasted that kind of presence and closeness with him, you realize his presence really is all that you need. You might not get the clarity you want in that moment. You may, like me, still have questions. You might be in a season that doesn't make sense yet, but you can still breathe deep, stand strong, because you are not walking through it alone. Psalm 139 verse 7 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence?" God was with Joseph in every chapter of his story, and he is with you in every chapter of yours. Not just when it all comes together, but right now, in the middle of whatever you're facing. And that, more than anything else, is the gift. When you hold on to that truth, you will build bold faith.